let's bring all our learners into the next level of learning related to the network fundamentals. And now we entered into an office. It might be a bank, or you can assume that it's in your university office, or school or college computer lab. In that kind of scenario, you can see that we have number of end devices. Here you can see that, you can identify that we have number of end devices, desktop machines, and behind the scene these all end devices and this printing machine is connected, or you can say that they are interconnected with each other by using the intermediary devices, which are called switches. So generally, when we are within a department, or want to connect number of computers or number of end devices, more specifically I can say that number of end devices, so you can use the intermediary devices, and more specifically the switches. So switches are generally a kind of device which are used to interconnect your desktop machines or all kinds of end devices. If you want to see in more detail, you can see them like this. Here you can see that. Now we are more technical side of the learning stage, and you can see that we have here a number of switches. Here you can see that we have a switch, and all end devices are connected to them, and for the purpose of communication they are using a kind of address which is called the MAC address. We will definitely discuss in more detail about the MAC address in the coming lectures, but right now we are focused to learn about the network devices, specifically intermediary devices. So let's move further and understand more better about the switches. So here, if we take out ourselves from the office or from the building, you can see that we have number of end devices. Here you can see that here you can see that. So we have number of options. First of all, we can utilize the um, switches, and on the second stage we have the option of the wireless connectivity. So both devices are fall in the category of intermediary devices or layer 2 devices, because they are working on the basis of MAC address. So within an office, if we want to connect all intermediary devices, so for that purpose we are going to utilize the switches, and these switches are implemented in all campus network or all kinds of enterprise networks. It might be their categories changed by time according to the requirements. It's very simple that if you are using any kind of cell phone, so you can easily assume that we have number of models related to the cell phone industry. If you can talk about the iPhone, so there are number of versions related to the iPhone. So that's why the same scenario implemented related to the network infrastructure intermediary devices. So if you want more high performance, if you want more security features, if you want other features related to the quality of service, so you can change the switches model, but the basic and the core functionality will be same, that they will be used to connect the end devices in any kind of network. So here in the next image, you can see that here you can see that we use all these switches in a rack specific environment. we use a special kind of shells, or for the purpose of implementing these devices. Here you can see that we have the racks, we put all these switches into the rack. Now we have another category which is called layer 3 switches. These switches are high performance switches which are generally used to connect different types of department within a company. So if you are within a single department, you can utilize the earlier model of the switches, which is called the layer 2 switches, which worked on the MAC address. Okay, but if you want to connect two or more than two departments within the company, within the university, or within any other government office, so you have to utilize the layer 3 switches, because they have high performance features, they have high security features, and they have other advanced features related to the quality of service. So when you connect two or more than two departments, it means that the data flow between the departments is high. So that's why we require high performance devices. So we cannot use, generally it's not recommended to utilize any kind of layer 2 switches in that kind of infrastructure. Okay, so I hope that you learn about the switches and how they are connecting end devices with each other. So in upcoming session, we will definitely discuss other type of intermediary devices which are which generally used in our network infrastructure.